Three, two, one, hit it. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He always been freaking me out. Can I make you happier now? Hello, friends. Today we'll be learning about sound. Let's take a deep dive in. Let's go. So, like I said that at the beginning, today we will be learning about sound, like I already said. So, sound is a form of energy that travels through the air. Sound is made when something vibrates. Sound needs a medium to travel through. Keywords medium. So, vibration creates sound waves. When something moves back and forth quickly, it makes sound. Your voice is created by vocal cords vibrating. Questions. Can you think of three things that make sounds? So if you have a notebook, you can jot that down. The three things that make sounds. You can also try this yourself. So you can pause the video and try. So for me, I would say drums, your voice, instruments like pianos, flutes, and like some fans are noisy. So sound needs air, liquids, or solids to move. Each particle in a medium vibrates as sound passes. Sound cannot travel through empty space. Each particle in medium vibrates as sound passes. Just a quick reminder of what I said. So, what materials do you think sound travels best through? You can take a pause or a minute to pause and think about it. So you can jot that down too. So it travels fastest through solids. Then liquids sound travels through liquids a bit slower, and then it travels through gas the slowest. I know it's even confused me too, because like the particles from gas are far apart, but that also tells you why, kind in a way, because solids are close together, so it can just pass through. But because they have to hit particles to move into your ear, and the particles in gas are far apart, so it might take a longer time to hit the particles. When liquids are a bit closer and the solids are the closest, that's why solids vibrate on the spot, because the particles are tightly compact and compressed together. So pitch tells you how high or low a sound is. High frequency is the same thing as high pitch. Low frequency is the same thing as low pitch. An example is a mouse squeaks high, an elephant rumbles low. Alright? High and low are words to describe the pitch of a sound, and it is measured in hertz, which the short form is Hz. The, don't forget to take notes. The pitch of a sound is different from the amplitude. Amplitude is a measure of how loud or quiet a sound is. So high and low are words to describe the pitch of sound, and it is measured in hertz, which the short form is Hz. The pitch of a sound is different from the amplitude. Amplitude is a measure of how loud or quiet a sound is, and pitch is a measure of how high or low a sound is. The unit is described as decibels, which the short form is dB. High sounds can be quiet or loud, and low sounds can be quiet or loud too. Don't forget to be taking notes. Louder sounds carry more energy. Sound gets weaker as it travels further. Intensity measures the energy of sound. Question: why do far away sounds sound softer? Because sound above 20,000 hertz is called ultrasound, and sounds below 20,000 hertz are called infrasound. So why the reason why sounds that are farther away sound softer, because if you are close, it will sound way louder. But since you're far apart, it will take a longer time to travel to you, number one. And also, you will not be able to hear it that well because it's far away from you, which is an obvious reason, right? Sound travels in different materials. Solids, the sound travels the fastest. In liquids, it travels slower, and in gases, it travels the slowest. Space is a vacuum, which means empty space or very few particles. Which means in space, you cannot. If you talk, you'll not be able to hear because it's a vacuum. Any place that has vacuum, you cannot hear because it's just space. with like no particles to for the sound to pass through, like medium, like there's no, there's no oxygen or any air to breathe in, so it can't even go through. So just like it's a vacuum. So like since it has no particles for the sound to even travel through, it can't move. Which means you cannot talk in space because, well, you can talk in space, but people will not hear you at all. Vibrations have to travel through matter in order to make a sound. In space, there's no air or medium. The waves, well, there's no air or medium for the waves to vibrate. This no, so since there's no sound in space, the only place that you can hear sound is places that don't have vacuum. Sound travels faster in warmer temperatures. At 20 degrees Celsius, sound moves to 343 meters per second. At 0 degrees Celsius, sound moves 330 meters per second. Warmer air helps sound move more quickly. Parts of your ear that hear sound. So the curved part is called the pinna. The the pinna traps the sound and takes into your ear canal. It hits the eardrum. The eardrum vibrates the three smallest bones in your body: the hammer, the anvil, the stapes. From there, sends it to the cochlea, which is a spiral going upward shaped like a snail shell. So the bottom part of the cochlea is for the highest pitch sounds. The a bit higher up from spiral part of the cochlea for low sounds, and the highest part of the cochlea is for the lower sounds. So then from there, it takes you into the auditory nerve, and from the auditory nerve, it takes you to the brain. And when it gets to the brain translates where the sound is coming from and what's producing the sound. So some keywords are pinna, eardrum, hammer, anvil, stapes, semicircular canal, cochlea, auditory nerve, round window, tympanic cavity, eustachian tube, and ear canal. So sound safety. Loud sounds can damage your ears. Always protect your hearing. Use ear protection in noisy places. Keep volume at safe levels. Sound helps us understand our environment. Animals use sound to communicate. Music brings joy and emotion. Sound is everywhere, you know that? So sound review. Sound is energy from vibrations. It needs a medium to travel through. It bounces on the particles to travel in the air. It can have a high or a low pitch. It can be loud or quiet. It helps us communicate and understand the world and the sound everywhere. Well, in most places, apart from vacuum. So, what is sound? Those are some questions to consider. So you can jot them down and answer them. So, what is sound? How is sound produced? Differentiate between pitch and amplitude of sound. Should we say that again? So, what is sound? How is sound produced? Differentiate between pitch and amplitude of sound. Those are the questions I want you to answer for me because it can help you with learning and can help you later on in life. So now let's dive out from the water on my jet ski. Sound helps us understand our environment. Animals use sound to communicate. Music brings joy and emotion. Sound is everywhere, you know that? So, sound review. Sound is energy from vibrations. It needs a medium to travel through. It bounces on the particles to travel in the air. It can have a high or a low pitch. It can be loud or quiet. It helps us communicate and understand the world and the sound everywhere. Well, in most places, apart from vacuum. So, what is sound? Those are some questions to consider. So you can jot them down and answer them. So, what is sound? How is sound produced? Differentiate between pitch and amplitude of sound. So should we say that again? So, what is sound? How is sound produced? differentiate between pitch and amplitude of sound? Those are the questions I want you to answer for me because it can help you with learning and can help you later on in life. So now let's dive out from the water on my jet ski.